Today in the crypto space, we see the market pretty much going sideways. Bitcoin at about 37,400 and Ethereum right around that $2,000 mark. The rest of the crypto space, the altcoins are a mix of green and red. However, guys, still very sideways within structure. Could this be the beginning of a potential pullback, or should we be expecting a continuation to the upside? In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about one altcoin as an update for my deep dive, and that is CHAINGE Finance. So you know what, let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click that bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, join the Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. It's a great community. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, learning material, and all that good stuff. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's begin looking at what's going on here. Bitcoin definitely going sideways within that range still. Nothing has changed within structure. It reached its previous high. It's doing its thing, of course. Maybe we do break out, maybe we don't. It's all about probability. And my guess is at the current moment is that either we get a corrective move any moment now. It could happen on this double top. It could happen with another impulse, maybe to about 40K. And then maybe we get our corrective move. But Bitcoin is due for a bit of a correction, right? And I'm not saying a huge dump, but a correction. Now, the question is, how low could we go? Obviously, we'll wait for momentum to give us a bit of an indication, but Bitcoin at the current moment is still kind of going sideways within structure. Ethereum looking okay above that $2,000 mark. Again, guys, it is definitely struggling around this $2,000 level, making a slightly higher high on the lower time frames, but still looking okay for Ethereum. BNB kind of going sideways again, you know, not doing much, looking a little slumpy, of course, after that beatdown that it got earlier on this week. You know, Binance is definitely limping, but we could expect that if everything continues going in this certain scenario, the FUD will blow over. You know, the negativity with regards to what has been happening with Binance will definitely blow over, and it will be history. So going forward, we've got to keep an eye on Binance, keep an eye on BNB, of course, with regards to news. But generally speaking, guys, this is going to be old news very, very soon. Let's continue going down here. We see a lot of the market still going sideways. Nothing that crazy. Sideways everywhere. AVAX going sideways. Polygon, a little bit of a dip, but still within structure. Polygon as well. And, you know, Polkadot doing the same thing. We have a Uniswap still looking strong, but within a bit of a consolidation after that nice pump that we got yesterday and the day before. So looking pretty good here for Uniswap. And we got many projects right now still within range, still within sideways consolidation, slightly higher highs for some of them. Maybe ICP is slightly higher high, maybe Immutable X also looking pretty good, a slightly higher high. Mantle still trying to recover from its previous dip, and the double tops and the double bottoms are everywhere, as you can see. So the market right now is not giving us too much volatility. Obviously, there are some good runners in the low cap altcoin space, and I am definitely focusing on that. So make sure that you join me live tonight at 7:30 Eastern. We'll talk about the micro caps. We'll talk about the low caps, because that's definitely what I'm looking at in the next little while. I'm trying to pack my bag for the next bull run. And if you appreciate that, of course, tonight is the place to be, and a great place for you to make requests for me to look at some of the projects that you're interested in. All right, let's continue going down here. KuCoin looking pretty good. That's a good indication that the market is interested in trading, to see some of these exchanges do very well. Buying into the, you know, the native token of the exchange means that they want to earn or benefit from holding. So that means they want to reduce fees. And what are those fees for? Those fees are for trading. So pretty interesting to see the market waking up to trading right now. Right, that's a good indication. What else do we have here? We have Mina Protocol waking up a little bit, 9% to the upside. We saw Mina earlier on in this little run that we've been getting here. definitely woke up. It was one of the major gainers in the beginning. So this is pretty good to see Mina finally waking up, maybe getting another impulsive move to the upside. And as we keep on going down this market, there's a lot of sideways everywhere. A lot of Blur, one of the top gainers in the last little while, 47%. Nice run to the upside. Now it's in a consolidation. Should it continue to the upside? Is this an indication that maybe NFTs are going to wake up any moment now? Guys, are you buying into NFTs? Guys, that's one of the things that I'm questioning right now. Should I be buying a couple NFTs? Let me know what you think in the comment section below, if I should be buying NFTs. And that's one of the topics that I definitely want to look at in the next little while, because right now, NFTs have been hurting and they're at the bottom of the range. And if you want to buy low, now's the time to consider. So I am definitely considering it. And that's about it, guys. The market pretty sideways today, mix of green and red throughout the market. Do we take opportunities as they come? Yes, we do. We look for dips, we look for rallies, we take profits, and we buy dips. All right, guys, I know you're here to talk about charts. Let's begin our analysis talking about Bitcoin. Today's video is all about CHAINGE Finance, but let's begin looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a great leading indicator, giving us an idea what could be happening in the next little while. Bitcoin, as you can see on the weekly, reached its overbought state. It got into an overbought scenario. Are you going to get into a fresh long here on Bitcoin? Guys, for me, it's a bit scary. Obviously, overbought conditions could eventually tell us that the bulls are going to get exhausted very soon and maybe retrace. But the question is, how low could we go? Guys, I'm not expecting Bitcoin to retrace significantly. I'm expecting a healthy retracement within a bullish structure, big picture bullish structure. What I mean is a higher low. That's all I'm saying, is if we do retrace, I want to be prepared for Bitcoin to produce a higher low. Even if it breaks below this channel, this ascending channel here, which is very, very likely. We got to anticipate that. We got to respect that that could happen. A nice impulsive move to the upside, and then all of a sudden a bit of a retracement where it breaks the trend, comes back down, maybe hits that 25K level, maybe even as low as 20, and that way we'll be ready to buy the dips. You can't deny, you can't be totally confident that it can't happen, because then you will be blindsided. Now, it may not happen, and I'm very open to that opportunity that it may. That's why I'm DCAing. I'm going to be looking at the momentum here on the especially on the daily, maybe not so much on the weekly, because we could stay overbought for a good while here. In fact, we could stay overbought for the entire rest of the bull run, and on the weekly staying overbought, and that's very possible, right? And that's indicative of some strong bullish momentum. However, what about the daily? What about the 4 hour? What about the dips intraday, intra-week? This is something that I definitely want to be prepared for, and I don't want to be blindsided. So this is why I'm making sure that I'm prepared by keeping some cash on the side ready to go, and expecting that the price action could come back right down to about 25K and hit, let's see where we are on the daily. Let's look at the daily, at least the 200 daily EMA, maybe the bottom of this trend line in this channel. And like I said, looking at the 25K level, it would be interesting for me to start scaling in. I think that's where we got the most support. Top, bottom, nice level of volume gap right here. You can see the bit of a volume gap, so I'm interested at that zone. And of course, we got some other levels that if we do come down to that level, I definitely want to be prepared for that. So I'm not saying that we're going to get a retrace right now, but we are very close to resistance at about 40K. Let some structure build. Like I always said, be patient for structure. It does take time. We could be getting into a nice distribution phase similar to like what's happening here, and you can see how long that took, how long these take, and eventually they take long and they retrace. So we can get back down to about 30K, maybe even about 25K, and that's something that I'm going to be paying attention to in the next little while here on the channel. Okay, so I'm not getting bearish, absolutely not. The bull run is around the corner, but I'm going to be definitely taking full advantage of any dip so I can be scaling in, especially to those altcoins. The momentum right now is leading me to believe that, yeah, we could be getting more bearishness in the next little while. Even if we do get an impulsive move based on momentum and still make a lower high on the RSI, it's still going to be in the trajectory to the downside, which means that we're getting that class A bearish divergence to the downside and eventually get the follow through to oversold conditions. And this is where I'm going to be buying the dip absolutely heavy on the alts, on the micro caps, on the low cap altcoins. So guys, this is the objective in the next little while. Okay, so that's my take there. I'm not even going to get into the 4 hour because it's definitely in the choppy zone. Why not? Let's go see what's going on here. It's, as you can see, it's very choppy up and down momentum wise. Price action is choppy. The MACD is not really giving us anything just yet. You can see It's very indecisive as well, in and out, choppy. This is very, very hard price action to want to deal with. I wouldn't be getting into any price action that looks like this. Bitcoin right now, like I said, the risk to reward is not the healthiest. The reward is that we get to 40K and hit a bunch of resistance, or we roll over and we come back down and then again, we don't know how low we're going to go. We're going to take it day by day and follow the daily time frame and see when it gets oversold. We'll be buying the dips. Okay, guys, let's take a look at CHAINGE Finance. Obviously, CHAINGE Finance is a low cap project. It definitely has a lot of volume coming into it lately, a lot of interest, and I think that the deep dive that I did the other day, guys, if you did miss out on that deep dive, it's right here on my channel. Of course, we can scroll down. You can see I cover videos every single day, and I do deep dives every single week on Sunday. CHAINGE Finance deep dive right here about a month ago where we were covering it. And of course, guys, since then, things went very, very well. So I decided to do a bit of an update with regards to the price action. Price action wise, this was when we covered it on the channel right here at the horizontal support. And this is what I'm trying to say here is, guys, when you're at horizontal support with signs of bullish divergence and the MACD is looking like it's trying to spin to the upside, guys, that's time to take risk, especially as a confirmation low, a higher low. This was a low. We come down, getting support, higher low right here. If you're going to take risk, this is the chance, this is the opportunity, the optimal opportunity to take risk. Let's get these Fibonacci out of the way for a second. And you can see as we did bounce off of this support, we got to this level right here. This is the level where we're getting a reaction. This is the volume gap. We had enough bullish momentum to actually break through the volume gap and right now hesitate at the top of the volume gap. Now we're above the volume gap. We're currently getting a bit of resistance based on the price action looking left, and you can see that based on the volume profile at about 11.2 cents. This is where we got resistance. This is where we're being held back here from a continuation to the upside. Now, if we look at this, some may argue it's a cup and handle. Let's kind of see exactly what's happening here. If this is a valid cup and handle, swing low to swing high, as long as we don't retrace lower than the 0.5 fib. But guess what, guys? We did. We actually almost came down to the 786. It's not a cup and handle from a traditional aspect. However, guys, it still represents a very similar concept. The concept is we produced a higher low, a confirmation low, with a nice level here of accumulation where a lot of bullish bids could have got in. Right, and you can see that around this zone we're getting an increase in volume based on the histogram bars here on the volume. It's actually increasing. It increased here and it increased around here, leading into this impulse. Now the question is, do we have enough impulsive bullishness to actually break this previous high? Guys, that's our next area of resistance here, is the previous high. And you can see that if I put a horizontal and we marry it up with the volume profile, these wicks have very low volume, almost no volume whatsoever, so they're not really going to act as some major resistance. This top may, because it's psychological, previous high, tops, those type of things, those type of places where you see tops and bottoms that are very clear like that, people tend to want to take profit there because maybe it's a double top and it could act as areas of resistance. So what I believe what's really happening here is that we're going to keep on potentially dipping down to pick up some more bullish bids in preparation to actually break above this previous high. Based on that, when we start breaking the previous high, guys, we could get into a massive run where we start hitting extension levels. Now, we can take a swing high to the swing low right here, and you can see that we already, based on this retracement, got rejected at the golden pocket 618 to the upside. Let me zoom in a little bit more. 618 was right here. We retraced and we came all the way down here. Nice level support, nice bounce. Now, if we continue to the upside, break through the 618, and we continue, we hit that 1.27 to 1.618 extension. Guys, we're in it. Now we're in it. Now we've hit some good levels, some good targets where you might want to get defensive with those gains. Like right now, you're definitely up from our entry. We're definitely up. What kind of percents are we talking about from our entry, which was right around here, to where we are right now? You're up 68% from your entry. Decent opportunity. Now all of a sudden you potentially can start breaking previous highs and hitting extension levels. And again, when you're in price discovery, there's not much you can do other than look at psychological numbers, nice round numbers, so $1, 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, and maybe not even, because really you want bigger psychological round numbers, right? So that's what you're really looking out for. And at this level, you're only able to use psychological levels and extension levels, or Fibonacci levels in this case. price. So 1.618, 1.27 zones are really good places to watch out for because they tend to get reactions from the market. So we can come up, get a bit of a reaction, maybe get a dip, maybe continue, maybe take a bit of profits here, 10% off the top, 10% off the top, and then wait for a structure to be built and trail up a stop loss right around the zone. That way you're well into profits and you slowly take a bit of profits off the top as you see this market push the change price to the higher levels. So far so good here for change. I still think that we're early grand scheme of things, but from a shorter term time frames, I think that you missed out on the greatest entry possible at the current moment. And yes, we could come down. You could see that overall we've extended way high up into this level. We got slightly overbought, not extreme, but the bullish divergence and the follow through is definitely in play. Now, do we come up a little bit higher? It's very possible. Did we get into extreme zones of overbought conditions? In fact, we did right here, and we totally invalidated any bearish divergence by getting this impulse to the upside. And the one thing that I want to note is that even though we got an impulse to the upside, in this divergence, it still exists and right now, and it's a much more exaggerated as it was in the past. In fact, that we're getting a bearish divergence class A, higher highs on the price action, lower highs on the RSI, while this thing keeps on popping. So to really invalidate this now, this divergence, we need a higher high on the RSI, where the RSI comes up around this level and totally invalidates the momentum, basically the momentum going lower while the price moves higher. So what we really want to do is the momentum to follow the price action and see that the momentum is actually making a higher high as well. So basically what we're looking at here is a consolidation of momentum. Momentum slowly consolidating this way while it's also consolidating that way, and we can potentially see it consolidate right within this symmetrical triangle, where eventually we get an explosive move with regards to momentum. And of course, based on the fact that the bull run is around the corner, I'm expecting it to be bullish. This is why DCAing at the bottom of the range is the most viable option that you may have right now, because if it explodes, you want to get in at a good entry. All right, so that's my take here on the 4-hour. That's my take here on the daily. The daily is still looking really good. The weekly, let's see if there's any data on the weekly, because I know we don't have much price action. We got overbought already with this impulse, but it's likely that we try it again. The MACD is looking really good on the weekly, and the only reason why I'm looking at the weekly, because the weekly is going to set us up with the fact of the bull run, right? Because that's a bigger time frame. You know, if the chart is already overbought on the weekly, especially on an altcoin, it starts to lead me to believe that we could be looking for a rollover, but it's not happening right now. And remember, we're looking for intra-week trading based on the daily. So the weekly is looking very good right now. It's very likely based on the weekly that we continue, but again, based on the daily, we're overbought. We have some sort of divergence happening on the 4-hour. The daily's not showing us any divergence. We could continue up here and continue to the upside based on the weekly, to the upside, keep on going. But again, the 4-hour and the daily, we might get some corrective moves to give us better entries along the way. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. If I offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor and slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. And of course, guys, if you want to join me live tonight at 7:30, where we talk about crypto news and price action, that is a great time and place for you to request any projects you're interested in. And of course, the Discord, guys. The Discord is a great community. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.